Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining the meeting right on time. Good morning. Okay, so we are expecting some people to still join. If we could just give them a few minutes, let's say about 2 minutes or 3, then we can kickstart the meeting. Thank you so much. Okay, good morning, everyone. So I think we have enough people on ground now. Others will join us later on. So we'll be starting the webinar immediately. And our facilitator for today is Ayo Dawodu. He will be taking over the floor now. Thank you so much. So Ayo, please, you have the floor. I'm going to make you a co-host now.
Thank you very much,
Okay,
Lillian.
Ayo, please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you very much, Lillian. Hi, everyone. My name is Ayo Daudu, founder at Loystar, and I'll be your facilitator for today. And I hope this session will be, impactful to you guys and would, give you value. So I'm going to share my screen now. Lillian, just so you know, I have a presentation and then I also have some practical sessions. So you might just need to be on standby should I need to switch to between presentation mode and the practical sessions. All right, so let's get started. All right then. So the title of this session is, inventory management, how we can make use of our smartphones and digital devices to carry out inventory management. Trying to pull up my presentation, one sec.
Hi, I've made the co-host. You can share your screen.
Share my screen, right? Yeah, sure. Just a second. Let me know if you can see my screen. All right, are we good?
Okay, so it's still showing how you have started sharing screen. So we're just waiting for it to come up.
Okay. What about now? Is it live?
No, it's not up yet.
Let me stop and share again.
Yes, we can see it now.
Okay. Let's do this way. One second. All right. I think you can see full screen now, yeah?
Yes, we can.
All right. So like I said, my name is Ayo Dawodu. I'm founder at Loystar, and today we'll be using your digital devices and point of sale for inventory management. Just a quick agenda. So welcome everyone. Like I said again, my name is Ayo. We're going to go through the purpose and objectives of this workshop. Then I'll just do a quick survey of who's in the room, just so to understand what kind of business owners are in the room, so that we can tailor the session accordingly. Then we dive straight into inventory management and the importance of that. We do some practical sessions, so we can actually, if you guys have your business running, you can use your business as an example. We'll be able to go through sessions on how to track what's coming into your business in terms of inventory and then what's going out. We'll go through real-time sales and product profit tracking. We'll go through best practices for managing your inventory, preventing cashier theft, and then beyond inventory management, attracting new customers, retaining them, selling online. And then we take some questions and answers. And if there's any time, you have questions, I'll share a link where you can drop your questions. You can also put them in the chat box, whichever one is convenient for you. So this is just me. I've been doing this for over 5 years now. Started Loystar about five years ago. We're a multiple award winning company. In my spare time, I also teach children programming. So the purpose and objective of this workshop is to understand the importance of inventory management and how to take advantage of it using your digital devices, that is your smartphone. I'm sure everyone on this call would have a smartphone or at least a digital device. That's how come you're able to join, this session. So at the end of the day, or at the end of this session, we want you to be able to learn how to use your smartphone to, do inventory management. Understand the benefit of using your smartphone for business management, to learn how to set up and use, our inventory management point of sale tool, and gain practical tips for effective inventory management, and also learn how to use a point of sale system. Let's get right into it. I understand you might be on your smartphone, so you might not be able to scan this barcode. But what I want us to do quickly is just so to understand which businesses are in the room. Let's have this quick survey. So I'm just going to start the survey now, and we can quickly. I think someone needs to get muted. So I'm just going to pop this link in the chat box. You should be able to click on it easily. Right, so just quickly answer the survey. So we're asking you, what kind of business or what kind of industry are you in? Is your business in? So let me know if you can see the survey.
Okay, I can see it. I don't know about others. Can we all see the link I just dropped on the chat box? So we can fill in the link.
Once you click on it, you find a survey that just asks you what industry is your business in. Is it fashion, beauty, food? Do you sell electronics? Are you in the health and wellness space? You know, just so we get a sense of who is in the room. All right, so we have fashion. We have food as well. Okay, so it seems like interesting. Beauty as well. Okay, so agriculture is leading at the moment. Okay, well, it'll be interesting to know what the orders are. So if your category falls under that order, can you just quickly type in the chat box, so we understand what industry your business is in. At the moment, it's orders that is leading, then we have agriculture, and then we have food and beverage. So if you can quickly just type in the chat box, please, let's understand what's under orders so we know how to tailor this session accordingly. So I'll just be checking the chat box quickly. Okay, agriculture is comfort, your business in agriculture, that's cool. For those that selected orders, do you want to just construction? Okay, great, makes sense. Who else falls under orders? Okay. Hi, Khadija, welcome. Sanitaries, okay. Plumbing items, okay. It seems like construction as well, in terms of like if we want to classify the plumbing items. Sanitary ware, so that's okay. I think I get it. Makes sense. That's building materials, finishes. If I'm right, Olushola, please let me know. Good. Okay. So if your category falls under the options, you might not need to drop a comment, but I'm just trying to understand those that are in the others industry. Okay, it's a mix, right? So and I would do that, informs me on how to tailor this session. So that makes sense very well. So we have a mix of people that have items to sell, mostly that. And we have construction industry, which is somewhat a service type of business. We have agriculture as well. Awesome. Thank you guys for doing that. So the next survey, which is going to pop up right now, is just for us to understand what kind of digital devices, garment industry. Okay, so that's fashion as well. What kind of the next survey is going to be what kind of digital devices do you own? So it's live now. Do you have a smartphone? Is it Android? Do you have a smartphone? Is it Apple? Do you have a tablet? Do you have a laptop? Do you have everything? So let us know. which of these devices you have. Let us know which of these devices you have. So you have a laptop, one person has a laptop. Okay. Someone has everything. That's cool. Smartphone, Android. Okay. Laptop. Okay. So it seems like, okay, results are still coming in. Some people have got, Apple iPad devices. That's fine as well. Seems like majority of us have Android smartphones. And then, okay, looks like a very fine mix. Cool. So we'll proceed from here. Let's go back to the presentation. Got so many tabs open. One sec. All right. So thanks for taking time out to fill that. If you also notice on that link, you have a Q&A box. So feel free to please drop your questions as the presentation continues. Now let's start with what inventory management is. I mean, we need to first of all establish what that means. And some of you might know this, but it's just to be sure that everyone's on the same page. So inventory management is the process of overseeing and controlling the inventory of goods within a business. It involves managing the stock of your products that the business now has on hand, how much of your product is left in stock, how much is available, and when you need to restock. So it's as simple as that. For some of you that sell food, you want to understand, how much bag of rice is left. Or for some of you that are in the construction industry, you want to understand how much pipes you have left or whatever you're selling, how much is in stock, the value of the inventory. Many business owners today don't understand the worth of their inventory. So, they come to the shop in the morning and then they've got lots of items on display. Or if, someone asks them, what is the worth of the entire inventory? Many people can't put a number to that. And that's, part of the things we'll address in this presentation. And you see why it is important for you to know that. For example, for some of you that might have insurance cover, to cover against things like fire, you understand why you need to understand the value or the worth of your inventory. So the next thing is, why do you need to care about your inventory? Why is it so important for us to, do proper inventory management? And these are just 5 reasons out of several, many reasons that we have out there. It saves you time and money. For some businesses, once they come in the morning, they don't understand what's left, right? So they typically will be doing like restocking or counting the stock almost every other day just to understand, what's left. And that's time that you have spent doing something else. In terms of money, for some people, they might not know an item has run out of stock, and then customer comes and then they're now looking for the item. Then ask, oh, I don't think we have it. That's lost business. Like you've just lost money at that point. Position your business for investment and tailored financial services. For this one, and some of you might have experienced this, if you want to approach a bank for a loan or you need investment in your business, before any serious person would give you money, they want to see they want to understand your business. And part of understanding your business is understanding your inventory. Like, what are you selling? How much are you selling per time? How much is left? And all of that. So it's very important that you put, you pay attention to doing inventory management the right way. if you want to actually attract funding and support from people that have money. Inventory valuation, I've mentioned this earlier. I can tell you a story of one woman that got affected in so if you're in Lagos, if you know the Balogun market, there was a fire, I think it was in 2019, January-ish. She was affected by this fire. She lost everything in the fire. Typically, she has insurance cover, but what happened that year was the system she was using got up. So she wasn't using a system, I think. Maybe she was using paper or something, but everything was consumed in the fire. So she had no sense of what the value of the inventory was. When it was time to claim the insurance cover, like the insurance company was asking, okay, what was the value of the inventory when this fire happened? There was no answer. And, at that point, she had to find a way to, solve that problem. And then she came to Loystar and then, ever since. But then my point is, there are just several reasons that you need to ensure that you have your inventory management covered down to the T, right? Number 4 says loss prevention. This is a very good example of how you might prevent loss or loss of money and loss of valuable goods. If you've had a good if you had a good inventory management system, you'll have been able to claim back the money that you've been paying for as insurance premium. And also just for planning and forecasting. If you don't understand what items you have left in stock or what items you're selling the most, you can't plan, you can't forecast, and you'll just be running business like you're flying a plane without, the cockpit, if that makes sense. So let's get practical, right? I'm trying to be time conscious, so we cover as much as we can within the time we have available. So again, if you want to follow along as I demonstrate everything that we'll be doing, you can scan the barcode if you're joining from your laptop. If you're on your mobile, that might not be easy for you. If you can launch your camera, just scan the barcode. Otherwise, just visit this link. It's going to take you to a page where you can quickly sign up and follow along. So whether you're on a smartphone, tablet, you'll be able to follow me. And if you have any questions or you want to quickly clarify something before we move on, please, drop a message. So the first thing we need to talk about is setting up your inventory. So at this point, I would need to switch to the practical mode. Just a second. While I'm doing that, are there any questions so far? Are there any questions so far? Comfort, I think you might need to mute your device if you're not speaking. There's a bit of noise coming from that side.
Sorry about that. I've taken care of it.
Okay. All right then. All right. So we're just going to use so we're going to start from the very beginning just so you follow along. We're just going to use a sample business. Okay. Sorry.
Yeah, please.
Can you
Can you
make
make
me
me
pause?
pause?
Sorry. On the other account. You just make IO host so I can share my screen, or co-host rather.
Hello, Ayo.
Yeah.
I've not been a co-host.
All right then. No, I mean like so there's a different account I'm joining with, so I can do the
Oh,
practical
okay,
session.
what's
So that's IO.
the account?
IO. I'm just going to
Ayo.
unmute. So
Oh, okay, okay.
yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Done.
All right. Thank you. Okay, I think it's working. All right, great. Just so we save time, I will not go through the process of you know, signing up and all that. So I already have a demo account that we can use. So I'm just going to sign in and continue. But should you want to follow along, like I said, if you're able to get that link, you could, quickly sign up and follow along. I'm going to drop the link to sign up again. Just so you can follow along as we demonstrate. So this is a sample account. As you can see, it's a beauty business. I'm just going to quickly show you the inventory that has already been set up, so you understand how the account looks like once you're done on your site. So once you're done, setting up your inventory, it's going to look something like this. This is just a sample account, so don't mind if you see products that don't, that are not applicable. But the first thing you want to do when you're setting up your inventory is add your products. So once you're signed up on the Loystar platform, we have a product menu where you can easily add your product. So you come to product and you come to, so on your account, you might not find own branch. This business has multiple branches, so that's why you have, those two branches there. But on your account, you just find product and you can click on product and it brings you to a page, that looks like this. So once you're on that page, you'll find a button that says add new products. So add new products is going to bring out a simple form that will just allow you quickly add, the products that you want to start selling. So let's say this is a new beauty shop I've just opened, and maybe I sell so let's say body lotion, for example. You can give it a description. You can mention, say this is ABC skincare lotion, or whatever you want to put as a description, right? Then you select a product category. So a good practice in inventory management is to always categorize your product, and just so you can easily sort things and identify things. So your product, you might have products for skincare, you might have for hair, you might have for different categories. Depending on your kind of business, you simply just create categories for those various product types. On this account, I already have sample categories. So I'll just select so this is a lotion, right? So I actually don't have body category. So let's just create a body category. So I click on add new category. It brings a pop-up, and then I can type in, say, body, right? I click on add category. So that's been added successfully. And then I can come back and select the body category. So if we scroll down, we find body there. So let's keep this loyalty program for now. I'll explain that later. The next thing we want to fill up is how much are you selling this item? So we can just put what, 3,000. Just an example. I'm not sure if lotions cost 3,000. Not too out of range. That should be 3,000. The next thing you want to put is an image if you have, well, maybe at that point in time, you don't have an image of, so someone's asking what username and password do we use? I think you would have to create an account. So if you just follow the link I shared earlier, you set up your own account, then you have your own login details, which is going to be your email and a password. So moving on, product image. If you don't have the image, you can leave it. But if you do have it, please put it. It's also going to be helpful later on. The next thing we want to say is, do we want to track this product stock? Now, for some businesses, they definitely want to understand, or they definitely want to track the product. So they want to understand how much they have in stock. And for some other businesses, you might just want to sell, as you have it. Depending on your type of business, you can, choose what's applicable to you. But in this case, I know I have, for example, I have 15 items of this lotion. So I'm simply going to just put in 15, select the unit. Let's say it's in bottles. I select bottles, and then I put what, 15. So that's my starting stock, right? For some business, you might not have that item in stock. You can decide to put 0. That's fine as well. So at this point, just keep things simple. Let's keep the other options. The other options are just talking about variants. So for example, if this lotion, which is the same product, but if it comes in a different size, say there's a small bottle and there's a big bottle, then you make use of variants. If you want to, include the tax, your VAT tax in the pricing, you use the next option. If it's an item that can expire, right? Some skincare products do expire, right? So, and you want to make sure that you sell it before you expire, or you just want to be notified before the item expires, you can actually set an expiry date and the system notifies you that, this item is going to expire by so and so date. And that prompts you to kind of, sell it. Also, if you want to know when the item is low on stock, you can make use of that option. Someone's asking, Elosa, is Loystar an inventory management app? Yes, you can call Loystar an inventory management app, but it's much more than that. Inventory management is just one aspect of it. So moving on, let's just add this product. So it's been added successfully, and then we can, continue adding all the products that we have. So that's the first step in, setting up your business for like a good inventory management practice. Now, I understand some business have lots of products, and you might have this product maybe in an Excel sheet, and it doesn't make sense, or it's not even time efficient for you to be, clicking the button and entering them one by one. We've made available an easy way to import those products. So if you click on add product, there's a drop down just beside the button there. You would see that it says import product. So my mouse is being, let me just move this away. So you see import product, and you can, once you have all your products in an Excel format, you can actually just put them there, drag it here, and then you'll be able to import it. The template for the Excel format is also available. If you put your mouse over here, you can easily click on it and get the template. But for lack of time, let's just, move on and get other things done. So once you're done with adding all your products, then you are ready to sell, right? So that's with, setting up your inventory. So moving on, inventory tracking. And what this is talking about is, I hope I can easily go back to my presentation. Yes, I want to. Awesome. So we've talked about setting up your inventory, which just covers, adding all the items that you sell. Now, this is the time where we have to start tracking the inventory. You want to understand what is coming into your business and what is going out, right? And we've seen that this is where some people miss it. This is where you start having issues. Oh, you've sold items, you're not sure, or there's just this discrepancy in what you sold and what is left in stock, and all the numbers are not adding up. This is at the point in where it typically gets mixed up. So what this is just talking about is, when you receive supply. So what we've seen some merchants do is, if you're already used to this kind of system, if you have, say you have an item, maybe you have this item, 10 pieces, and then when you're out of stock, you go back to that item on the product, and because you bought, maybe you received supplies for 4, you go on there and type 4. That's bad practice, because you don't have a record of what of when you received that 4. So the right way to do it is actually to top up the inventory, not to go on there and overwrite the record that is there. And I'll explain that in a bit. Right. So let's go back to the presentation. I mean the practical. So I'm going to share my screen again. So let's do an example of, so the body lotion we just added, right? I'm just going to wait for the screen to start sharing. So this is the body lotion we just added. And then we started out with, okay, I think I need to mute Charlie Dalake. All right, sorry about that, guys. So this is the body lotion we just added, right? And we started out with what, 15 bottles. So let's assume I noticed that the price of this item was cheaper in the market, and I want to stock up. The right way to do it is to come, to actions and receive inventory for that item. So you just click on receive inventory. And then you can already have your list of suppliers, but if you want, if you yourself are the supplier, you can add yourself as a supplier. So you just select that on the option. It's already selected the product. Now, maybe you're stocking up with 5 additional bottles, right? The cost price, just for you to understand the profit, if it was costing you, let's say, 1,000 naira for each bottle, you put that there. And maybe you're selling at, you want to maintain the selling price, that's fine. 3,000, that's a good margin. The next thing you want to do is, I'm going to drag this away, select the location. So because this account has 2 locations, you want to select which location this item is going to. So on your own account, it might just be own branch. So you select own branch, and what happens is it adds 5 to the 15 that you already have. And what this does for you is gives you a history of every time you restocked. So if there's ever any issue as to, what did I buy the other day? Why do we have 5 left? Any question you have as regarding that will easily be answered, because what you track every time you receive a stock. So if you want to check that out now, you can simply just go to supply history. So we click on transactions. I'm just going to close this. Go to transactions. You'll find the supply history here. All right, thank you. You find the supply history here, and it just gives you a history of, all the items that you've received into stock. So at any given point in time, you can easily, track what items have been received at any point in time. That way you're able to resolve any discrepancies. So we just refresh the page there. Computer is doing a lot of work, so it seems to be dragging. Things is coming up. Let's wait. So right there is our body lotion. As you can see, on this day and on this time, you as the administrator received five additional bottles. If it was your cashier or a manager that received it, you'd also be able to see that. So it answers any possible questions that might come up later as to, how many items do we buy on a certain day? And that way you're able to monitor how the items are moving. And if there's any issue, you'll be able to easily resolve. So that's what's coming in, tracking what's coming in. Now, to understand what's going out, once a customer comes to buy, right? So let's switch to the sell mode. We'll find all the items that we've added, in store. So we can easily search for lotion. And you can see that we have 20. So even at a glance, your cashier or whoever is selling understands that there's 20 items in store. I don't know if any of us have been to, maybe in our shopping, you've gone to a fashion store or anywhere and you're trying to buy a pair of shoe, and the person that is attending to you doesn't understand, doesn't know if they have a particular size, right? So they go into the store and then they're bringing out all the boxes, trying to understand, do we have size 6? Do we have size 7? That's time wasting and it's bad customer experience. Ideally, you should be able to tell instantly that, for size 6, we have so and so left. For size 7, we have 5 left. And you're able to respond to the customer in a timely manner. That also would help you deliver like a good customer experience that, give a customer a sense that you understand what you're doing in your business. So for this item now, we have 20 pieces. I'm going to sell one. So I'm just going to add to cart. I'm going to check out. We provide several options that the customer might want to pay with card, cash, people do transfers today, several other options. But let's just do a transfer. Many people still try to confirm their transfers by checking their alerts. That's fine. Once you've confirmed it, just ensure you have a reference. So many people would say, drop your phone number just in case it doesn't come. You can put the phone number here, or just anything for you to use that can remind you about the transaction. So I'm just going to copy in a simple reference here and click on OK. Now, the transaction has been successful. What we have just done is to sell one item out of the 20 bottles of lotion that we have. So if I go back to my inventory stock, I can see that I can already see from here that it's 19, right? Also, if I go back to check my stock page, I can also see that I have 19 left, and I can also see the location where 19 is left. So I'm just going to click on products. So that's pretty much how to track what's coming in and going into your business. I'm not sure if there are any questions at this point. So we can, let me check the chat box. Yeah, Adela says awesome with the explanation. Thank you. All right, no questions so far. I'm just gonna check on Slido quickly, 1 second. So if we going back to the screen, if we check and search for Loystar, oh, it's already on the page. You can see that what 19 is left. So you understand what's coming in and you understand what's left once your customers make a purchase. So that's that. Let's get back to the presentation. All right. The next thing we want to talk about is understanding your profits and being able to track your sales in real time. I'm just going to check if there are any messages. How can we incorporate? So we've got a question from Kende Dharma, says, I'd like to ask, how can we incorporate this in a service-based business? Most of the inventory we have are items left from previous projects. Great. That's a good question, and I'll come to that in a bit. So yeah. The next thing we want to talk about is real-time sales and product profit tracking. So for many business owners, you definitely will be collecting different payment methods, cash, transfer, USSD, card. You want to understand how much cash did I receive today? How much was paid by transfer? How much was paid by USSD if you use that? How much was paid by card or if you have a terminal? These are some of the questions that most of you would want to know at the end of the day, especially if you have people working for you. So you want to be sure that no one is trying to be smart by keeping some change in their pocket. So how to do that is quite easy. We'll also show you how you can track the profit from each sale. So let's go back to our lotion that we just sold. So we have a menu called transactions. So if you go under, I'm just waiting for so it's showing now. If you go under sales history, you'll find the list of all your transactions. Right, now you can see the one that we just did a few minutes ago. I'm not sure what this is. Sorry about that, it's blocking the screen. Let's cancel. All right, sorry about that. You can see the transaction that we just completed a few minutes ago. So you can see that it was done via a bank transfer, right? We can see the amount. If you click on it, we can see the item that was purchased. So we can see that the body lotion, one item was sold, right? And because, remember that we bought this item in the market at what, 1,000, and because we sold that item at 3,000, it's already calculating what your profit for you. You can also see that it was done via bank transfer, right? So assuming you've had multiple transactions in the day and you want to quickly just understand how much cash, how much transfer do I have today, how much was paid by card, we have a filter button here that easily allows you to do that. So once you just click on payment type, there's a little funnel icon that filters it, and then you can say cash. When you select cash, you click on OK, it gives you total cash for that day. But because I've not done any cash today, the page is empty. I can come back and say, card, the same thing. Because I've not done any card transactions today, page is empty. And then I can come back and say bank transfer, right? And it gives me the transaction. Actually, this page is giving me transactions, for all time. If I wanted to see for today, I can easily come and see the sales for today, right? So this is the sales for today. This page will just show you the sales for the current day. And you can also do that same filtering on this page. So if I go to bank transfer, that's the only option that's the only transaction that will be displayed, right? So easily you can understand, your cash, card, and all of those things. So just to quickly answer the question around using inventory from the previous time for service type businesses. So whatever you have left in your business from a previous project is still, available for sale, right? And one way you can also, harmonize for especially for businesses that selling both products and services. One way you can also harmonize your transaction and your how do I put it? Because for service type businesses, you are selling your time. If you think about it, especially for like a salon, you might not be selling products, but you are making people say that's your time, and you have probably a duration rate. So maybe for every 1 hour, you're charging a certain amount. We made it easy for you to be able to do that, whether you're a service type business or your product type business or you're both, right? So this account supports those two modes. So if I switch to this calendar view right now, you can see some of the services that these businesses offer. There's massage, there's photography. Think of any kind of business that is offering their time and is not necessarily selling a tangible product. You can actually, keep track of that and understand, okay, how many hours worth of money have I made this month? In one session or in one transaction, you can actually check out both, items. So other than going to the business, to the product side, paying for that, and then coming to the, some businesses that have two sections or two categories or two departments. So maybe a salon that's got like a bar. Typically, when you buy something in one place, you have to pay for that place and then go to the second place. But with this, you can easily harmonize everything. I say that we are running out of time. We have about 8 minutes left. So I'm just going to try to speed up through the rest of what I have. So we get to the question here. So tips for effective inventory management. Well, it helps to keep track of inventory levels like I hinted earlier. So if you're low on stock, for example, on that lotion that we added, once you are left with 3 items, the system can alert you, send you an email, send you an SMS and say, hey, you're low on stock. And you can set it that it keeps alerting you until you restock. You can decide to just let it notify you just once. You can also prevent loss with the expiry date notification. So once an item is close to the expiry date, the system is notifying you. You can categorize your items, just so you understand which categories are selling the most, and then you can make a decision to invest more in that category. But if you don't have a category, it will be very difficult for you to understand which of your items are your best sellers, and you wouldn't be able to actually prioritize or have intelligence to understand which products are moving fast. So you just be going to the market, and for example, a typical play out of this is you go to the market, you want to get a number of items, but you have maybe like 30 minutes. You have a choice to, buy all of the items. You have a choice to buy maybe 2 out of the 5 items. Out of the 5 items, if you understood that maybe item 4 is your best seller, you will easily prioritize that and purchase item 4 first. But if you don't, you might just say, oh, I have to buy these 5 items, and then you just go blindly to the market and say, okay, I want to buy item 1, and item 1 might just be your worst seller, or might just maybe not your worst seller, it might just be like your average seller. And then that's not a good efficient use of your time. And this is having good category is what is having good categorization is actually what informs you to have good retail intelligence to make decisions part time. Also, you get data and reports for you to forecast, for you to plan, and also keep track of all your supply history. So these are the features that would empower you to do effective inventory management. Let's also talk about security. Do we have a question? I see someone's unmuting. So we've recently just published a blog post that talks about how to prevent cashier theft. We've seen a number of cases where cashiers try to be smart, but you want to ensure that you're using a system that is able to prevent this kind of malicious behaviors. Apart from training your employees, getting good people, you want to ensure that your systems and processes are right. Yes, you can get people, but that's not enough. Good people can be tempted as well, right? So you want to ensure that your POS system has, the right level access for your cashiers. It's got security features. So for example, on Loystar, if a cashier needs to edit a bill, someone, either a manager or the admin, needs to authorize and say, well, okay, why are you changing? Is the customer changing their order? Because what you see is, customer is buying certain items and the total bill is like, say, 20K. So because you're trying to be smart, they collect 20K from the customer, but then they reduce the quantity of maybe one of the items, and then the bill comes to like 18. So what happens is they get 20K from the customer and then pocket the 2K, right? Because your system has not been robust, they're able to manipulate that, right? Another way you can ensure that you prevent this kind of behavior is by implementing a loyalty program. And you might be surprised, or you might wonder how this helps. So here's the thing, right? If your customers know that for every transaction that they're having with you, they're getting some sort of reward points that counts towards a later benefit, they would always ask for their loyalty each time they're making a purchase. And what that means is that your cashier is forced to enter everything that the customer has bought into the system and give them a receipt, right? Once the customer sees, okay, this is my receipt, and he sees that, hello, I bought 5 of this thing, why is it 3? It can raise an alarm, right? So you can see how your customers can even also be your own police in ensuring that your staff or any malicious individual is checkmated. Other things you can do is have video surveillance and just generally have a positive working environment in your workplace. And of course, also send you daily reports, transactions for the day. At the end of the week, we're sending you an SMS, a summary of that week, number of transactions, number of new customers, just to keep you, in the loop as to what's happening. And at the end of the month, we're sending you like an infographic report. I think we've talked about this. So beyond inventory management, there are several other things that you can benefit. So on Loystar, you could, set up an e-commerce store. So for example, let me see if I can quickly show you a sample of what an e-commerce store for that business looks like. So if you already have an account with Loystar, if you just do, loystar.co/shop/ I'm going to share my screen again. So you get a page that looks like this, where your customers can place their orders. And what happens is you get notified. So the same item that you've added on your Loystar page is what they will see with all the pictures. And of course, only the quantity that is available is what they can actually, purchase. So once they place their orders, let me just do a quick order right now. So every Loystar merchant has a unique storefront that they can share with their customers to place orders, and the order comes directly into their Loystar account and they get notified. So if you just put loystar.shop/ your phone number, you find your store online. So your customers can easily just place orders and you receive notification for that. So that's pretty much what I have for you guys. Let me open that here as PC is being slow. So I'm just going to share back on this guy. All right, so the store looks like this. All right, so if you notice, the same business that we use as an example is what is being displayed there. So, you can put in sample number. Sorry, can you guys see my screen? I'm not sure what screen is being shared right now, but just to confirm.
Yes, we can see.
Can you confirm what you're saying, please?
My beauty shop global.
Got it. Okay, I just need to be sure. So, these are the items that, you have in store. And if you remember, you can quickly just log in to see on this guy. So the same items that we have. So you can see airline, apple oil, avocado oil. All of the same items is what we've got. Here. I believe so. Is it? My beauty shop, yeah. So your customers can easily see the items I have. So air oil, for example. You can see our air oil here. That's it. So the customer can add that item. Let's just assume the customer wants to buy 2 of these air oils. They can check out. Do they want to pay once they come to the store, or are they paying by USSD? They can say pay a collection, and they can click on OK, and the order comes. What happens is that you on your end will get notified, so you can see it's already telling you you're going to order from this person. You can click on it. It brings you to the list of the orders page. You can say, okay, you want to buy 2 air oils. Check it, do you have it in stock? Once you have it in stock and you're ready to fulfill, just say process order, click on OK, and then the customer will get notified that, okay, the order is being processed. And then once the order is ready for pickup, you can come in and say what, ready order. Again, the customer will be notified that they can come in to pick up. Now, once they come in to pick up, they can then quote their order number, which they have received. So at the end of the page, they get the order number. They also get in their email. So they can come to the shop and say, I have an order 056. Whoever is added to them comes here, searches for the order number, sees it, and say, okay, you've actually prepared it, it's ready. Are you ready to pay? Come say, click on pay, click on OK, and then you can check out. So are you paying by card? Is it cash? Are you doing a transfer? If it's card, confirm that your terminal has processed it successfully. Click on OK, and transaction is recorded. So that's how you can harmonize. So whether your customers are walking or you have them mostly on Instagram or on your WhatsApp, you can actually harmonize all of your transactions in one place. Your inventory is also synchronized. So for those that walk in, for those that shop online, you would never sell what more than what you have, right? Because everything is connected. Other things that you might want to take advantage of. I mentioned I was going to talk about the loyalty program, because think about it, for your business, there'll be several competitors. So you want to ensure that whatever customers that come into your business, are sticking with you in a long time. So you can create a loyalty program to do that. So I'm going to try to stop here now. We've run over by 5 minutes. And then I would see if there are any questions. And please, I don't know if it was Lillian that was trying to call me on my phone now, but please feel free to take over.
Okay, thank you so much, Ayo. I want to find out how many more minutes to the end of the presentation.
Oh, I'm just working with your time. So you said I have 1 hour, and I think I'm pretty much, I just overrun by 5 minutes, so I think I'm good.
Okay, so like how many more minutes do you need? We're already 6 minutes past 11. Hello, Ayo. I think your network is.
Can you hear me okay?
We can hear you now. How many more minutes do you need to finish up?
Except there are any questions, I think I'm done.
Okay.
So I worked within the 1 hour. I just overrun by 5 minutes. But if there are questions, I'm happy to answer.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fine. All right. Thank you so much, Ayo. We've learned a lot. I don't know if we have any question to ask me. Do we all have any question for Ayo?
Yes, I dropped a message. I dropped a message on the group chat. Thank you so much. This definitely makes sense. It's a way to go. I've always had issues between harvesting on my farm, dropping it off at the pack house, and getting it to customers. Because at every stage we lose some weight, which is normal. Because I mean, fresh product would always give off some moisture and that kind of thing.
Right.
And so I'm believing that with this, there is a way we can also work around it, whereby what we lift from the farm, we can put in, or how, because when we are doing this, this is not for the customers. This is for us.
Yes.
So is there a back end part that we can use also to monitor the stock that we have, or the things that we pick up?
Yeah, absolutely. This environment is your back end, right? And this is where you do pretty much everything in terms of tracking what's coming in and what's going out. Your case about the weight reducing is quite interesting. And I'm just trying to think of how the software can address that easily for you. So if I want just to clarify, so you harvest today and maybe by 2 days later, a 5 kg.
It's even same day from Abeokuta to Lagos.
I see.
For some items, okay, let me take something like lemongrass. You harvest lemongrass and you put it in the vehicle. Before you get to Lagos, let's say you take 20 kg, you can get 18 when you get to Lagos. You can get 19 when you get to Lagos.
Yeah. So, okay, that makes sense. So for that item, let's quickly do a demo. I'm not sure what screen is sharing now. Sec. So I imagine you would have a scale at the point of sale.
Yes, every point we do have a scale.
Okay, awesome. So how you typically do that is, so let's just do, lemongrass, say. All right, let's call it swap fresh produce. So that's added, select it. So let's assume you're selling this so what you want to do is put the unit cost of this item. So let's for an example, let's just say we're doing 100 naira per kg. Right. So we're going to select our kg of kg here. Yes, we do. Or maybe it's grams, whichever one works. So let's assume like at the point of harvest is 20, right?
Yes.
We can add so what you want to do is, so when it's time to sell, so lemon, once you add it, normally it's going to assume it's one that you want to sell, but because you're selling per kg, I think where the thing can support you is to have that when you weigh it and you see that, okay, this is 1 kg, or maybe it's 1 kg the customer wants to buy, but the actual 1 kg maybe is reduced by 0.2 grams. So what you have left is actually what, 0.8? If you get what I mean there.
Yes.
So what that does is it just reduces the value of that by, the measure of what you have left, and then you can go on to sell that. So it's granular enough to know that, an item that is whole, one can still maybe for weather or whatever reason reduce by a margin, and then that's the margin you're selling. I'm also assuming that the actual value of the product doesn't necessarily, it doesn't reduce the quality of the product, but that's a different thing to worry about. But the point is, like, if the weight reduces, then you can actually sell the actual weight.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you. I think my some of my issues are more complicated, so I would have to have something like a one-on-one at some point in time. But you haven't mentioned anything about cost.
Okay. So if I'm going to just drop the link to all the resources you might need in terms of deciding if you want to use Loystar, where's the chat box? So we've got our pricing on this link. And, it depends on the size of your business, right? Depends on, how large your inventory is and things like that. So you find the pricing there. If you have a very specific, use case, we can have a session. You can just book a demo right after this call, and that's why I'm trying to hurry up. I have one scheduled. So, but you can book a demo via that link, and we can just chat more to see, how we can best support your business. You can be sure that would listen and understand your business very well to see how best we can work it out. If there are any further things, I don't know if there are any further questions from anyone else.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Ayo. So Ayo just dropped the link for pricing. I'm sure we can all access it. Do you have any more questions for Ayo? Does anyone have any question for me? If you need his personal contact, I think you can contact him. Ayo, is that fine?
Yes, I think that's okay. This number is best accessed via WhatsApp though, 2124217152, I think. Yeah.
Okay.
So you can just add on WhatsApp.
Chat box, you can have his phone number from there.
Yeah.
So if we don't have any question, then I guess we are good. Thank you so much, Ayo. Really appreciate this session.
Thank you. You're welcome.
So much. Thank you so much
Pleasure.
for joining us. Let's have a beautiful day.
All right. Cheers, everyone. Thank you for having me.
Bye.
Have a lovely day.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Ma. Thank you for joining.
Bye, everyone.
Yeah, bye. Bye, Boma. Thank you.